Please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. They never noticed me. Not really. To them, I was just the black woman in the greasy apron, broom in hand, invisible as I pushed crumbs across the shiny floor. Customers laughed, clinked glasses, and ordered seconds, while I worked quietly in the background. But every night, the smell of fried chicken and baked bread pulled me backward, to that night. 20 years ago. When I sat hungry, staring at the only hot meal I could afford in days. A night when a pale, starving teenager stumbled into the diner, eyes wild with shame and desperation. And I did something no one else would have done. I slid my plate toward him. "Eat, child," I whispered. I never knew that small act would circle back into my life, like a ghost that wouldn't rest, changing everything. Because tonight, as I sweep the floors of the restaurant chain he owns, I hear his voice carry through the office glass above. And my hands tremble on the broomstick. Not from fear, but from the storm building inside me. Because tonight, he will see me. Tonight, he will remember. Tonight, everything changes. My name is Ruth, and my life has been defined by hunger. Hunger for food when I was young. Hunger for dignity as a working woman. Hunger for justice when life spat in my face. That night at the diner, I was broke, tired, and desperate. A mother of 3, working double shifts, I'd saved for days just to buy that one hot plate of food. The waitress set it down, steam curling into my face. My stomach ached so badly it felt like it might eat itself. Then I saw him. A boy, 16 maybe, standing outside. His skin pale under the streetlights, his clothes ripped, his eyes wide and hollow. He pressed his hand against the window like a child begging to be let in. People saw him. People looked right through him. I didn't. I picked up my plate, walked outside, and handed it to him. His lips trembled as he whispered, "Thank you." Tears filled his eyes. I didn't ask his name. I didn't need to. But life has a way of circling back. Because tonight, the gold letters above the restaurant I sweep bear his name. And I wonder, does he remember me, or will I stay invisible forever? The staff mocked me. They always did. "Careful with that mop, Ruth," sneered Lacey, the shift manager barely older than my youngest son. "Don't want you slipping and suing us. Though I guess you wouldn't know what to do with money if you had it." Laughter echoed around the kitchen. I bit my lip. They saw an old maid in a faded uniform. Nothing more. But I had a secret. Every time their laughter stung, I reminded myself of that night. Of the boy's eyes when I fed him. I told myself kindness mattered, even if the world forgot. Until I heard his voice upstairs. Deeper now. Confident. Commanding. And my heart froze. He walked down the glass stairs, flanked by men in suits. My broom faltered in my hands. It was him. The same boy. Only now he was a man. Polished shoes, tailored suit, his presence commanding the room. The same eyes, though. I would have known them anywhere. But his gaze swept past me. Like I wasn't there. The manager rushed over, fawning. "Mr. Carter, the quarterly numbers are excellent. Your expansion plans." Mr. Carter. That was his name now. Wealthy. Powerful. My meal had filled a belly that built an empire. And me. I was still sweeping floors. My chest burned with a question I couldn't silence. Did he really forget me? That night, as I bent to pick up crumbs beneath his table, I heard him speak. "I built this chain from nothing. Every success I have is because of people who believed in me when no one else did." The words sliced through me. Because I believed in him. I fed him. But did he know? Or was I just another invisible ghost in his story? I decided then, I would remind him. The next night, I waited. I knew his routine. He always stopped by this branch after late meetings. When he entered, I stood straighter, my broom in hand, my heart pounding. He passed me. Didn't notice. So I spoke. Do you remember the woman who gave you her last meal? He froze. Slowly, he turned. His eyes narrowed. What did you say? I swallowed hard, voice trembling but strong. 20 years ago. A diner. You were starving. I gave you my plate. I told you, eat, child. For a moment, silence. The restaurant seemed to hold its breath. Then, his eyes widened. His lips parted. It was you. He stepped closer, his voice breaking. I've searched for you. For years. You don't know what that night did for me. I was ready to give up. But your kindness, it saved me. Tears filled my eyes. My broom clattered to the floor. The staff stared, dumbstruck, as he took my hands in his. You're the reason I believed the world could still be kind. The reason I fought to live. To build. To give others second chances. He turned to his managers. His voice rang out, this woman is not the janitor. She is the reason I'm standing here today. Gasps filled the room. My heart pounded like a drum. The next morning, my name wasn't on the cleaning roster. It was on the boardroom schedule. He offered me a position, not just money, but respect. A director of his foundation, built to feed and shelter the forgotten. I had gone from invisible maid to the face of his mission. And as the press cameras flashed, I thought back to the moment I pushed that plate across the diner table. One act of kindness. One meal. That night, I gave up food. But in the end, it gave me back everything.